Today's Good People, Good Works will be presented in Assyrian and English with subtitles in Arabic, Ulaxis or Vietnamese, Chinese, English, French, German, Indonesian, Italian, Japanese, Korean, Malay, Mongolian, Persian, Portuguese, Russian, Spanish, and Thai.
The Assyrian people are very open. If you come to their village, they insist that you come to their home and stay there, stay with them and eat, constantly drink tea, and they'll just open their home to you as if they've known you forever. But it's all Assyrians all over, it's not just in the home country.
شلما لوخو خزيانة لاخومة قناش بطابة بالخانة بطابة وديوم بدأزخ السامت تريانت خلقتن مغسوية لا سيتت أدوانت أطواية أمريكا وخاتو بهاوا يو إيراق أني بالخانة لطفرانتا ولبلت القامت خيوتت ناشي أطواية مرطيبوتا سيتت أدوانا أبزي جاروبلا خاموية ولبلت القامل مردوتا قول يرتانت عتيقة أطواية من دانت شتستو يو ألبو إتجمو إتجيخا سيتت أدوانت أطواية ريتلا يو قد مايوتت بالخانة أدوانا قاروقت أطواية و مقوفتت خلمت قدانت بيشنا مرقة من أطفه
Within Iraq. We try to help as much as we can. We try to help when we have other Assyrians in the neighboring countries like Syria and Jordan, Armenia as well. There were a lot of people that had to move from the areas that they normally lived in to the north and had no access to services. So it was a village rebuilding to provide them, shelter, and when people of need come to our pharmacies or come to the dorms to ask to stay there, we never ask them where you're from, what village you're from, what church you're from, or any of those things. All we know is that we help all our Assyrian brothers and sisters, and that's really important to us.
All the refugees need to be attended to. And they should be helped so they can live a normal life like you and I at the place of their choosing. Would it be United States? Would it be Australia? Would it be Canada? Would it be any country in Europe? The whole idea is to live peacefully among other peoples in a place.
سيتت أدوارت أطواية كي سندا زوزانايت خرزت مامارتا وخرزت يلبانة من قمة وشتا هلبت صوبة وبسه ترميات الساية أنيت كويشنا دانت درمانة السانة وبات الساية لازوزة وبوقتت مرية من موتا.
A lot of times when we are doing work in a certain village, you'll find people say, oh, I'm from there, or I still have relatives there, and so they have this passion to give more for that particular project. When I was there, immediately I felt like I had been there all along, and I knew these people all my life, but I had just met them, right there. And so when we'd go to all these villages, it was the same thing. We were just so welcomed with open arms. They're all very happy with their lives. It's just rough. They don't have the means to, live comfortably. And so we hope that we make some dent in their life to make it better for them. But as we were leaving one day, one of these old women who just was hugging me the whole time said, oh, you'll just go and forget us just like everybody else does when they come here. It was really hard for me to leave. I actually have come back and I've tried working really hard to not forget those words and to do more. I hope that every Assyrian would be able to go back to at least one time in their lifetime to go see that area in the north and to be around our people. And I think that it would be a great experience for them, just like it was for me.
سيتت أطوانت أطواية لا أخجي كما قوة مدوانوتت ناشيتا إنا كيبال خاقشيا قخاميتا مردوتت أطواية عتيقة ويارتوتا أطرتا.
The base of our language is Aramaic. It's a Semitic language, and it's very similar to the Hebrew language. And it's read right to left. Our organization, Assyrian Aid Society, helps all Assyrians. Sometimes Assyrians are also known as Chaldeans and Syriacs.
As you know, every nation's voice and every nation's sign is indicated by their artists. The musicians, the poets, the writers, the singers, and the artists, because they are the one that they display the history and the custom of that nation by introducing the nation through their art.
It's music that has been passed down through generations. Mm-hmm. Some of it actually has been just through word of mouth and hearing it, let's say, at family gatherings and things like that. And so some of these composers have then tried to put that in more of a formal setting where it's written so that it could be preserved. One of our chapters in the Central Valley, in the Medessa Turlock area, the president of that chapter there is very much into the arts and our musical heritage. And so in the past 4 years, he's been very involved in promoting and bringing out the past composers and musicians. So it's been really wonderful.
بأخت أضوات فريشة ومقاميات تزوزة سيتت أضوانت أطواية بمصايلة مقووة مبينيات فريشة من مردوتا أطويتا قأمة أبزة مقويلة يسورت بالشوتابوات أطواية.
There's a great center there called the Gallo Center, and they have 2 auditoriums that are just beautiful. And so we have been doing our fundraisers, our events in the Gallo Center, and it's been really successful. So in those events, we represent not only the music but also our art. There's a lot of artists that depict our heritage, as well as our traditional clothing. A lot of times we are either, wearing it in the events or represent it somehow. This scarf was actually designed and made by our LA chapter organization. And you'll see Assyrian Aid Society on the side there. But this is Assyrian writing, and it's by a well-known poet named Ninos Aho, and you read it this way, and it comes in different colors, and so they use this as a part of their fundraiser that they had. It was called Art and Artists. It was a night of poetry, painting, and this was one of the poems that was read that night.
خمس سامة من إنيانو غنطرتت مردوتا إلى بيورخت بلطت خفلمة اشترايا تانوية لي تشئيتا جرشنتت ناشي أطواية و بريتت الصاية عنيد هلام كيبيشي مبلخة يو شتابواتت وديوم يوما.
The Assyrian legacy, narrated by George Kennedy, who's an Academy Award winner actor in Hollywood, plus Mr. Henry Char, who's a professional director, filmmaker for the last 30 years. So we got together in order to display the identity of the Assyrians and all the humanitarian and art and scientific displays and inventions that they had to show that who Assyrians were and what kind of contribution they made to our civilization and mankind. For example, the wheel, the building of the city, irrigation, navigation, merchandising, merchants, trades, the music, jewelry, that they start working with precious metals like gold and silver. And so they made quite a bit of contribution to our civilization. Numeric, the clock, the 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week, astronomy, and many scientific discoveries that they were made to our civilization and to mankind that we are even using it today.
What we're trying to do is save really a civilization from becoming extinct. And this is a civilization that is really the history of all mankind. It's called the cradle of civilization. It's where most of our modern day mathematics and science comes from. So I think it is really important to get the word out to the international community that you're not just saving our history, it's really the whole world's history.
آتوای خیانت ایراق و بسلوته اینا ناشه شلمانه و بایوته شاویره مخکول برناشوته.
We hope to live in peace among our neighbors and to be able to practice our own way of life, to practice our religion, our traditions, our culture. And we're hoping that the international community will be able to help us to do that. And really, that's all we ask for. There is nothing else we'd like more. A democratic, free Iraq for all, not just for us, but for all.
I'm grateful to you for your interview and to your television station to give us this opportunity of explaining who the Assyrian society are and what the Assyrian people are.
To my brothers and sisters, I bid you goodbye with a happy heart. Thank you.
بطانة ضخمنتها من ميقورتا مونا مالك وميقوى بير تلوخاني لشركتوخون وديتوخون أمقتا ودناشا آتوراية ماكيخة بطلاب وقت بالخانة صهيت سيتت أدوانة آتورايا عزال قامة قبوز زودة من تيتا قبوز زودة يطيتون ودسيتت أدوانا انبسمع لوخون خوشن الشوبها Assyrianaid.org. خزانة ميقرة أخنا نبسلن تدقن هافيلن خسامة من دانوخون وديوم يوما ناشة طاوة بالخانة طاوة من بارداها خرسة بتايلة تيبي الخضروانا من بار طبة بطلابة وخ خيوخون هافي ملية ضيبوتا زاهيوتا و شلامة. Considerate viewers, we enjoyed having your presence today for Good People, Good Works. Coming up next is the world around us after Noteworthy News. May your life be filled with goodness, nobility, and peace.
For more details, please visit www.suprememastertv.com/GPGW.